Good morning from the tiny little studio on this tiny little Greek island. And today there's a lot of things on my mind. And I'm just going to get right into it. First of all, for those of you who are asking about the next Foundations of Painting course that is going to begin in January. I had originally put the date for January 13th, which is a Saturday. I'm going to move that up to January 21st. Uh, and and so that will be the time that we begin. If you are interested, be sure and leave a comment so that I can get back to you and we can connect and I can answer any questions that you might have. The next thing on my mind was a comment that I got talking about, in the States, we say math. But the original word is maths. And, okay, it's every culture has its little tweaks, and every English speaking culture has its tweaks and things like that. And other languages as well that are spread out across the globe have their own little tweaks on how they speak and the meanings and things like that. So I was thinking about it, and these are thoughts that really have no serious meaning. It's true; they're just thoughts and things that I like to kind of connect. And I was thinking about it and thought that, well, uh, it can be. Um, it can be this, it can be compared to let's say, the abstract painters out there and the realism artists out there, or the impressionists, or the contemporary artists, or people doing the trompe uh, style painting, right? It's all just a little bit different. It's a tweak. It's different, and we come at it from a different place, a different culture, a different way of painting. I mean, things change depending on the style of painting that you're in. And you know what? It's kind of cool because languages probably work in the same way. And it was just one of those, things that you kind of think about and go, oh, that's kind of cool. You can make a connection there. No, it doesn't mean anything, and it's not going to change your life. However, maybe the silver lining on this kind of thought would be that uh, if we can understand the other regions around painting, you know, the representational people, the non-representational people, and how everybody goes about their painting, neither of them or all the others in between are right or wrong. That's just the way that they come to their creativity and to the way that they express themselves through art. Well, that's a pretty easy thing to do, and there's no political upheaval in if you're an abstract artist or a representational artist. But what if you can just understand something as simple as that? What if we did spread that out into the world on a level? Wouldn't that be cool? What might we find? How might this um, the world change if we looked at political views, opposing political views in the same manner as we look at, oh, you're an abstract artist. I do representational work. As, as simple as that. And what can we learn from each other rather than me pointing my finger at you saying, ha, you're an abstract artist. I mean, come on. It's a very, very simplified um, thought. Of course, there are many things involved. Um, but but why can't politics be simple? Why can't people's beliefs be more grounded within ourselves so that we're not lashing out at somebody else? Um, so yeah, those are just my thoughts this morning on that. I got a question on why I live on this island when on the mainland, for example, there's so many different opportunities. If I were living in a city, I had everything at my fingertips, everything's right there, life is easy. Um, and, I can get anything I want pretty much whenever I wanted. There's a lot of reasons why we are here on the island. Number one, my partner, my husband, is a fisherman. He has his boat. I've got a hair in my eye. Um, he is a fisherman and has his fishing boat, and he goes out fishing. So he does need to be near the water. And it's helpful to live close by to where your livelihood is, for bad weather, to fix things, to be available, right? So that's, the practical reason why we're here. The second practical reason why we're still here um, on the island. Some years ago, we were living on the mainland when our daughters were still young. And we can move back onto the mainland uh, as well. However, 2 years ago, our 20-meter fishing boat sank. There is a video on my YouTube channel that kind of goes, when we were going, it crashed uh, onto the rocks and sank. I mean, literally sank, like gone. Um, and so we are starting over, rebuilding, and that is another reason why we are here, to get the new boats built. We have two that we're building, smaller ones. If anybody knows anything about how the licenses work, you have a certain size, and then you can either do one big boat like you had before, or you can break it up in half and do two or three, I think, something like that. So we're going through that process. Um, uh, Had that not happened, I'm still pretty certain that we would be here, or at least close to here. There are immense uh, um, positive benefits to not having the busyness of your typical city life around you all the time. When you are kind of in outside of that, uh, you have the opportunity more easily to open up to the present moment, to noticing the more finer details of life around you. And that can be an incredibly beautiful asset. And I am very grateful to have had that opportunity, especially, for example, during the COVID years where we were all, in lockdown. Here on the island, there was a greater amount of freedom. Yes, we did have COVID cases here as well, but there was much more freedom. You could go outside and go for a walk. You could, I could go down and go swimming, and I did that pathway, walking up and down this little quote unquote mountain. It's not a mountain, and every day seeing the same thing. I mean, it was the same pathway, but every day I was able to see something new on the same road, uh, discovering a deeper level of this same pathway. So, I think it has to do with uh, um, we as human beings are always moving outwards and always in expansion, just like the universe, right? And we are made up of the universe. So we also have that movement outwards. And even though I was stuck in the same place, even though I had no uh, outward city life, you know, going to the cafe, going shopping, going and getting this and getting my paints, and oh, I need a new brush today, and going to get that, and so you work with what you have, and that even that tiny little minimalistic lifestyle, you learn so much. So who knows? Tomorrow when we get reestablished and resettled into uh, when we get the other fishing boat fixed, and when things get more settled. I mean, we may move to a big city, a whole new experience and lifestyle, and I think I don't know. I'm a cockeyed optimist, you guys. I always see things in a positive way. Always, I don't always see things in a positive way, but I'm always searching for the positive in every situation, and I will focus myself on what is opening up rather than what is closing down. And that has been a great lesson. Like, for example, when the fishing boat sank and we lost everything, everything, our livelihood, everything was gone. Uh, uh, you know, After the first day of shock of, oh, what are we going to do now? The next day, you know, um, my husband just said, "Okay, this is what I'm gonna do," and he just started, and, I jumped on that right away and said, "Yep, that's what we're gonna do, and it's all good," and maybe in the end, maybe it was better that the boat sank. There will be positive outcomes. And one of the biggest ones that I got during that time was I put out a GoFundMe um, thing, and the incredible positive um, support that we got was blew me away. So big positive number one was that just by stepping out and making the decision that, yes, this is what we're going to do now. This is how it's going to go. And we are going to pave that road to an even better life. And that's what's happening. Um, So that's those are the main reasons why we're on this little tiny island. The other reasons, of course, is that my husband was raised in the city, but his family did come here some years ago, many years ago, and my husband always wanted to be a fisherman. That he just wanted to fish. He wanted to be on the sea, and so he came here. My mom found this piece of land, on the island away from the village and built a house here. She's from Athens originally, and she came here, and I came to see my mom and, met my partner, my life partner, and, you know, so so there are those reasons as well why we are here, why I am here. Um, but the main thing is the positive um, choice, because it's a choice of how you're going to see your life. That's how I see it. It's my choice. I can see things as a disaster, or through the disasters, I can reach up and find the optimistic side, the benefits that are coming from this disaster, this difficult time, this, negative space. If I dive into the negative space, all I get is more negative. If I dive into the idea that look how much I'm missing because I'm not in, a big city in the States, uh, then I'm just going to be upset that I'm living here on this little island. So, my yoga teacher said many years ago, love where you are today. And when you can love the island, when you can love everything about your life, then the doors will open up for you. And you know what? That has been the case. But even if I am here, the doors that have opened up to me are I choose how I see my life. It's my choice. I can choose the lower frequencies, latch onto those, let them mess up my thoughts, my studio practice, everything. Or I can come in here and be like, I've got this little tiny studio on this little tiny Greek island. It's beautiful out there. And let's see what I can create today. And my life is full. It's beautiful and full. So, okay, this is getting stuck again. Stuck. Hello. Am I back? Oh, annoying. This can be very, very annoying. So, so those are my thoughts about that. And what is the other things? Oh, another uh, comment was about um, the terror of plein air painting and how to get through that fear. And first of all, I think I'm going to do a video on that. It's a great topic because I, when you're in your studio, there is some sense of control. You have control over a lot of the factors through your painting. And when you go outside, you're giving you're giving that up. And so there's I think for people like me who like to have a sense of control over things, which is of course based on fear, um, I painting outside is a challenge. There are others out there who just love it. I mean, they just dive right into it. They're like, "Yeah, let's go," and, "Oh, this happened," and, "Oh, that happened." So one of my, beginning thoughts when I was going outside to paint was that I had to paint something incredible. That's really funny. I mean, it's really funny. It's my perfectionism coming in. If you're gonna go outside and set up a painting thing, it's gotta be a great painting. And, come on, give yourself a break, right? So, I kind of twisted my thoughts on that and moved it towards I'm gonna go outside and paint studies, little studies, quick, may take me, I don't know, half an hour, 40 minutes, maybe an hour, depending how much I'm enjoying it, right? And just paint studies and not worry if they're gonna be these great plein air paintings. And I had to do that with myself because otherwise I'd never go outside. I never did. And I was terrified. And then I would go outside and set everything up and look at it and go, there's so much here. What do I paint? How do I limit all the input that's happening around me? And let me bring that to the creative pathway, right? So let's imagine that creativity is this free flowing never ending, infinite energy, right? And in order for us to use that creativity, we need to bring it down and limit it and constrain it, bring it down, past our heart chakra and into the lower chakra realms for anybody out there who knows anything about that. But for those of you who are not into that whole thing, creativity must be limited in order for us to use it. Uh, 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 so that was an important part of going outside was the act of limiting the visual cues. There was so much going on, just so much going on, and the practice of painting studies really helped, really helped me because, I could let go more easily to the unknown, to the things that could happen, to the constantly changing, light and, winds and, bugs, and all of that. And so, it was a practice of presence. It's if you look at it as, okay, mentally, I'm gonna go out and paint study, so I don't care if they turn out or not. I just wanna go paint that tree and, see if I can understand it better. The way the light is, the colors, the whatever it is that whatever your intention is that day. But painting the studies and not worrying about if it's gonna be a great painting or not, will free you up mentally, and give you the space to open up to the present moment, that moment of being outside. Okay. Those are my thoughts today. And I am getting stuck. So I am sorry about that. But this is my internet on this little Greek island. It's about all I can do. So, with that, please leave a comment. Let me know what you are thinking. Let me know what your practice is. Are you one of those that just loves to go outside and loves a challenge and loves a change and you don't care, right? Just whatever's going to happen and what you can learn from it. Would I love to be more like that? Um, I'm working on it, getting there, getting there. Uh, or are you the perfectionist type, the ones that want everything and you want to have control of your situation as best you can? Uh, let me know what you think about that. And yeah, and also, again, if you are interested in taking the next 3-month course, it's 3 months. And from there, I will give you and help build with you a strong foundation for your creativity to flow and to nourish you, where you will be able to take that foundation, paint. You'll be able to paint a landscape when you're finished with this course. But the most important thing is that you will be able to move out from there and paint anything. It is a fact that when I went through this training, this learning, which anybody can learn, you don't need to have talent. Forget that. Let's throw that out the window. It's another perfectionist thought. Everybody is creative. If you're breathing, you are a creative being. So, if you've always wanted to learn how to paint, this is a great way to start. It will give you the diving board. We will build your diving board or the foundation of your creative home so that you can build up your walls and decorate your home any way you want, whatever suits you, whatever suits your creative muse flowing through you. So be sure and get in touch with me about that. That will be starting on uh, January 21st, I believe, 20th, 21st, on a Saturday in January 2024. So get in touch with me and we'll talk about that. And today, I haven't even gotten to what I'm going to do today. I have my course, this same course, but now we're at the end of this fall session. So I have some things to do with that. Well, we have expanded into the Classic Limited palette, which is a warm and cool of the primary colors. And I'm not going to be able to get a video out, but today I'm going to be filming and teaching painting water, water, which is the great mirror of our lives, and it's the flowing, continual movement around boulders and rocks and onto the shore and coming back in. It's such a dance. So it's quite a big thing. And so I will be focusing on that today. Tomorrow we have Christmas Eve. And so I will be back and talking with you about tomorrow's program in the tiny little studio. Have a beautiful day, everyone.